Hello? This is Reno. The storm just started. Hi, John. Greetings from Reno. It's really starting to come down. Depending on the elevation, they're expecting anywhere from 2 inches to 2 feet between here and Sacramento overnight tonight. I'm going camping. This is William Friedman, cross-country local, an expedition to go across the United States from the Atlantic to the Pacific using nothing but local and regional transit, and when all else fails, my own shoe leather. Yes, no. So, anyway, I made it over 3,000 miles. I was always able to find a ride. I mean, even when there were places where transit didn't exist, I just happened to have a friend who could give me a lift 20 miles or so, and my luck ran out. I don't know anyone between Reno and Sacramento. Do you? I mean, well, actually, tomorrow I'm going back down to Carson City, and then that shares a transit system with South Tahoe, so I have no problem crossing into California. But, and this is the weird part, California you'd think would be crawling with mass transit, and it is once you get across the El Dorado National Forest. Then there's any number of options. But I've got somewhere between 20 and 25 miles of forest and mountains. You're in Reno now? Wow, great. Yeah, I'm staying at Harrah's tonight, and then I'm catching. Yeah, Reno's actually got some good transit. It is cold. This is your first time in Reno, or your first time on Periscope? First time it's snowing. Yeah, you're welcome. So, anyway, there's a 20 to 25 mile gap. Yeah, I've never been here before either. I think I started the week in Laughlin and then went up to Vegas and then up here to Reno and Shoma. Yeah, this is my first time in Nevada. Just never had a reason to come here before. With all the traveling I've done in my life, I just never had an excuse to go to Vegas before this week. Yeah, go figure. I'm here, Tillman. Brr. Hey, how you doing, Lillian? Just telling everyone that the only way to get from South Tahoe to Pollock Pines, which is a far suburb of Sacramento, is at Connor 43 is to backpack on a trek through the El Dorado National Forest. It's the only way. There's no mass transit. So I've scheduled out a 4-day backpacking trek, and it shouldn't take four days. Just that lower back pain I developed in Odessa has migrated. I was like totally pain-free for about a day, and then it found its way down into my hip, and now I'm begging for it to go back up into my back. So that's going to slow me down. But maybe I'll be able to put in. Oh, you're good. Working on a couple of intricate commission paintings. Oh, that's great. I'm working on surviving the weekend. My karma ran out. Yeah, it's snowing, and I'm going to be spending the weekend backpacking through the snow to get from South Tahoe to Pollock Pines, where I'll be able to pick up El Dorado Transit, which will take me into Folsom, and then into something else to take me into Sacramento. Something else was going to take me into Fairfax and then into El Cerrito, and then I've got the BART taking me to Ocean Beach in San Francisco. The other option, there was another option, and that was to go north of Lake Tahoe. They have a shuttle that goes. How will you charge up devices? Forgetting how. I'm not going through through I don't know, the jungles of Zimbabwe here. I'm going through friggin' California. There's ski resorts. There's ranger stations. Okay, I will, John. Been a pleasure riding with you. So, anyway, so that's the plan, is half baked as it is, and so yeah, I'm walking back. Been to Arden Arcade. Okay. Anyway, I've just been walking through Reno to drop off about 15 pounds or so of personal chattel that I do not need riding my back while I'm trekking. So lighten my load a little, and that should get me across. And as I was saying, the other option was to go north of the lake to the town of Truckee, and from Truckee they've got a bus and a train called the Zephyr, goes straight into Sacramento. Yeah, storm. I'm going to be backpacking through this storm from South Tahoe to Pollock Pines, about 20 to 25 miles. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this weekend. What are you doing this weekend? Yeah, the trouble with the northern route is that the fact that most of it takes place along a road called Donner Pass Road. It's a little off-putting. It's probably safer than what I'm thinking of, but I said no Amtrak, I meant no Amtrak. Amtrak actually runs buses up that way, and so that you can take the train. The train stops at Auburn. There's a feeder bus from Truckee to Auburn. Oh, no. See, here's another thing, is that I grew up in the Northeast. I grew up in the Poconos. I live in New York. I can handle a little snow, a little cold, a little better than most of the locals. It's just that, this is nobody's idea of fun. Where am I going? It looks like I'm going to end up at Ocean Beach in San Francisco. Oh, you live in New York? I live in West Hempstead. So we're two New Yorkers stuck out here in Reno, huh? Well, started as rain. That didn't last long. This is snow. Yeah, what Reno looks like in the snow. It's pretty. It's really not that cold. And here's another thing I know about snow, is that it melts. And it actually evaporates pretty quickly. It sublimates. Oh yeah, they're big on pressing these things down here. All right. So anyway, William Friedman for the cross-country local an expedition. They don't like jaywalking either. An expedition from the Atlantic to the Pacific across America using only local and regional transit, no Amtrak, no Greyhound. And I would appreciate it if you followed me here on Periscope and invited your friends to follow Cross Country Local on Periscope. You can also follow the Cross Country Local community page on Facebook, and hashtag XCLocal, that's X-Ray Charlie Local for Cross Country Local, on Instagram and Twitter. So I'll post something else real early. You'll probably just want to catch the replay. Oh yeah, well, this is West Coast, being a lot of people's sweet spot there. Sí, hablo un poco español. Estudié el idioma por 7 años y fue en el estado de Chihuahua, México, la semana pasada. Anyway, I will post again tomorrow morning. I'll be taking 3 different buses to get from Reno to South Tahoe, and then the real adventure begins. Yeah. Meantime, andale, hasta la vista. I will see you along the route.